Wow, so Kyle, who's a professional sperm donor, performed unprotected with Annie, and the producers questioned him about it. And he said, "Yeah, they just didn't bring it up. It just didn't come up. So that's what happened." But he also recently had an STD test, so I think he's acting very irresponsibly. I think they both are, honestly. She gets an ovulation test, which she probably really needs to do, is get an STD test herself. Hey, so we're having another 90-day Fiance recap chat. This time it's Love in Paradise. Now, 90-Day Fiance follows real couples on their journey in love. One person from America, one person from another country and culture. They follow their ups and downs in their love life, as well as the cultural and language barriers, the issues with getting the 90-day K1 visa so that they can become citizens. All of these things are part of the 90-Day Fiance universe. And this particular franchise spinoff is Love in Paradise. So let's get into some of these couples. We have Kyle and Annie, and the last time they cuddled for the night. That was Annie's intention, but things get a little graphic as he talks about, well, the cuddling turned to kissing, and then some part was exposed. She made a comment on that part, and then the intimacy ensues. The consummation of this relationship, I'll say, ensues. So her whole thing was, okay, we did this, that wasn't my intention, but since it's happened, I want to see if I've been ovulating, because she did want to have a child at some point, but she feels that her relationship with Kyle is a little too new. There's still things to figure out, but she still slept with him, which was a bad idea, which I said last time, guys. I know something's probably going to happen, and you're setting yourself up, basically, by putting yourself in that situation. Not saying that I'm perfect and that I may not have set myself up. I have kind of set myself up in the past. I was able to follow the plan that I had, and I think the plan God had for me. So the thing didn't happen, but I can't say it was a totally innocent time. But when you set yourself up and put yourself in those situations, then things can happen. So now she's asking him to, when he comes over for dinner, to bring the morning after pill just to be safe, because her ovulation test, the line was really light, which I guess they are saying that means that you're probably not ovulating. So he had that information, and she kept just saying, well, bring the test. The pill. I since he was a bit reluctant to bring that pill when he was on the phone with her, but when he comes over, he's like, it looks like he didn't bring the pill, and I think she was upset by that. And I hope I'm not going into the next episode, because they did show previews of the next episode. But from what I saw, she was unhappy that he didn't bring the pill. And he's saying, I know your body. I know this whole process of ovulation because I'm a sperm donor. And, I know your body. I know you're probably not pregnant. And, and she was just upset that he didn't respect her wishes and bring the pill. Now, my speculation also is that he really has a desire to bring a life into the world. I can't say he's pro-life or pro-choice or whatnot, but I'm wondering if he is pro-life, and that's why he did not want to bring that pill. Also, he wants her body to be in the best situation if she does, or when she does get pregnant. And I don't know all the details about the morning after pill, but I do think that it can have some damage to your body. And I don't know if she's taken it before. She may have, because she seems like she knows about it. But I'm wondering if that's an underlying issue. Is he pro-life, and does he not want her to take that pill just in case they did make a child, and he doesn't want her to get rid of that possible child? I don't know. That could be it. That could be a possibility. But she kind of, to me, is moving a little bit too fast. She set herself up. Kyle, to me, still has not proven himself to be a suitable partner. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Is she pregnant? Is she gonna take that morning after pill? We'll see what will ensue, I guess, in the upcoming episode. I heard it's only 2 episodes left, so things are really kind of getting juicy here. Like, okay, so let's go to Alex and Adriano. They meet up at the beach with Adriano's friend and Alex's cousin. And, his friend asks, how are things going? And then they kind of let the friend know that they've been arguing about religion. The threesomes came up and they've been arguing about religion. They went to his mom's house and all of that. And they were talking about, she was saying basically you can't love me right. You can't have love in a good relationship if you don't have a religious background. And the friend is like, well, you don't need those things. Those have nothing to do with religion. So she's like, let's just stop talking about this situation and have fun at the beach. So he picks her up. Adriano picks Alex up. They're playing in the water. They're affectionate. They're kissing. And the friend is like, I know that they have their issues, but they still look like they're in love. They have some chemistry, at least, with each other. So that is a good thing. And when they get out of the water, they're still talking. He sees like a group of girls nearby on the beach, and he's like, maybe we can get one of those girls. And she's like, I'm tired of you talking about this topic. They had a big argument about it earlier, but she's like, you need to just let this go. And he's like, this is a part of my life, and I'm gonna always keep asking you to have these threesomes. And she says, well, either let go of this or you know what you need to do. So basically, she was really upset that he keeps asking her, he keeps pushing the boundaries of what she wants to do and what she requests him to stop with the threesomes, but he said he's not going to stop. And that's what I hate. I feel like it's happened before to me in relationships, is when people try to change the other person. Like, what you're getting into, what they want, what they said out of their mouth, yet you still in the back of your head, and I feel like men do this a lot, they still say, well, maybe I can change her mind, maybe I can convince her. And I think that's what he thinks he's gonna break her at some point if he just keeps asking. Some people do that, they just keep whining and begging for a certain thing. And I've heard people kind of get into the bedroom and maybe get into a little trouble when it comes to getting in the bedroom with someone that they probably shouldn't be doing, because the person just constantly was in their ear begging them for it, and they finally gave in to it. So maybe he thinks that that's the scenario that's going to happen with them, but doesn't he realize that she will resent him at the end of the day, or does he not care? These threesomes, she said, is just too high of an importance for him, and it trumps the actual relationship and how much he possibly can care for her and the life they can have together. So it's a little messy. It's a little, to me, toxic. And I hope at this point, it looks like she's seeing that she needs to be done with this, because she just couldn't handle the fact that they're having a great day on the beach, yet and still, he still wants to open that door back up, and he knows how she feels about it. All right, next up, let's go to Aaliyah and Sean. They are a couple with alternative lifestyle. Aaliyah is transitioning, doing some physical body work, but also changing their hair and everything to be more feminine, to be a woman and to be called her. So that's their story and their situation. Sean's not really liking it, but he's now, he even revealed earlier, he's not liking it more because Aaliyah is not like Robert, I think was the name of Aaliyah formerly, because Aaliyah's too bold, too out there, and Sean liked the more submissive type that Robert was. Um, and at this point, Aaliyah reveals to her friend that, Sean also has open relationship. They do have an open relationship, but Aaliyah's not really happy about that and never really felt like they were aware of this. Sean saying, well, since we only see each other ever so often, he figured that it should be open. And he basically has an open relationship, and they supposedly have an open relationship because they can't really see each other all the time because they're in two different countries. Again, Aaliyah's not really happy about that. Neither is the friend. The friend's like, hey, something seems kind of shady here. So later on, Aaliyah confronts Sean about this and says, are we still going to be doing this even after marriage? I don't know if Sean gave a clear-cut answer, but he was basically saying, I opened the relationship because we don't get to see each other that much. And I guess he needs his needs met, so to speak. And he said, they also haven't been having sexual relations since Sean came back, and Aaliyah is basically taking over full time. And so Aaliyah confronts Sean about that as well, and he's like, you know what, I like to be the more domineering. I like to feel like the man in the relationship, and I don't like this boss B, and you know what B stands for, way that Aaliyah is like, basically, you do what I want, this type of diva attitude. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like the confidence. So he's like, you know what, I need to be the more masculine, the domineering figure in this relationship. And if you're gonna be the boss B, you're not gonna be the boss B of me. So Sean's little diva side comes out as well, as he, kind of reads Aaliyah her rights, so to speak, and how he wants to be treated. So it became a little bit messy. I was like, okay, Sean, okay, you're really showing your true colors. We knew, Sean had been telling us as the audience how he felt, but the way he laid it down on Aaliyah, like, I don't know, this looks like fighting words here. Like a fight could come out, maybe just, a verbal fight. This is back and forth. But we'll see what happens with them, because, Sean really, to me, I was surprised he just came out with it like that and kind of showed his true colors. And when you see someone like they want to be in an open relationship because they are not seeing you that much, it kind of tells you what their idea of relationship is, and that's sex. So he needs his sexual needs met on a regular basis. This is what he feels a relationship is. And your relationship is based greatly on sex. Sean did propose to Aaliyah, so we'll see if this relationship even continues. If a marriage comes out of this, we don't know. But I think it's a bad sign to have an open relationship and to see somebody needs that, because they're not going to be seeing you, so they can't have sex with you, so they have to have sex with someone. I don't like that. I feel like, okay, let's say for some reason we do have to be long distance. You're telling me that you can't go without sex, and you have to be with someone else. I mean, especially after you get married, you're going to really have to change your habits, your ways, your thoughts, your mindset, because what you do before marriage, you're probably going to do after. I mean, you really have to change your mindset and the way you live your life. And if you're in a serious relationship, he should have even changed his mindset even then. By him having it as an open relationship, I would have never felt like he was serious about me in the first place. And I probably would have ended things, especially if I was sexually involved with them. I don't want to be sexually involved with someone and they're sexually involved with multiple people, or even one other person. I don't want to share bodies. That's just my opinion. I am a monogamy type person. I'm a person of faith. I'm a person that chooses marriage before sex. So that wouldn't be the lifestyle that I will follow. But I feel like a lot of people wouldn't do that, especially if they're in monogamous relationships. And then you have to kind of check, are we monogamous? Because one of my coworkers in the past told me, if a guy doesn't say you're monogamous, if he doesn't say we're in a relationship, then you're not, and he kind of can do what he wants. So the words have to be said, the conversation needs to be had. If you just assume, then you might be in an open relationship too. Sadly, that's the facts. All right, next and lastly, we're going with my friends Luke and Madeline. Madeline was so upset at Luke by wanting this prenup, not trusting her, feeling like she may have gold digger vibes. Luke's friend brought it up. Now they are trying to rekindle things because she was so upset about it, and they're just gonna let it go for now, enjoy themselves. They went glamping, they had a romantic time. Now they're gonna hang out with his friends, including the friend that told Luke he probably needs a prenup. When they're at some type of a beach resort game type, it's like a game type triathlon type thingy, but it's for fun, like on the beach. I know I probably didn't explain that right, but after they have a little fun on the beach, they look like they have the little popsicles or whatever. They group up and chat a little bit, and Madeline feels having to confront this friend and say, why did you suggest this prenup? Why are you getting in our relationship? And the friend was like, well, I have to really lay it down now. I didn't really want to say this, but there's rumors that you were in a bed topless with some other guy. And she's like, no, the situation was we were partying and they were really drunk. So they got in the bed with me. I didn't consent for this to happen. And that's what happened at the end of the day. And she was really upset. She was really defensive. And Luke wasn't liking that. He didn't like the fact that she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to give him any details. She didn't want to apologize. So he's like, I'm dealing with a child here and not a woman. She can't really even talk this out with me. But I'm like, dude, she's 19 years old. She is still a child. I know women mature faster than men, but you're like 30 and she's 19. So you have at least a good 10 years of adulthood on her, and she barely has a year, I'll say. So just think about that. And if that's what you really want, you probably should move on. But I don't think that's really wants. I think he still wants Madeline. I don't know if this is gonna work out because she's really upset. They're getting into another argument, and she's saying, he's saying, I'm trying to give you the opportunity to explain the situation to me. She's like, I don't need you to give me the opportunity for anything. If you're confused about me being with me and you don't trust me and all these things, then you can just go back to America. She just straight up said, go back to America, Mr. America, Mr. American. She didn't say it like that, but she did say go back to America. And I was like, okay. I've heard that term used in other ways, but she's basically saying, I don't need you. If you don't want to be with me, I'm not going to beg for you. So I like the fact that she's a confident woman. She's not going to beg for a man. But I feel like she is being a little bit too defensive, and she does need to kind of come meet him in the middle in some type of way, and act a little bit more mature. But I don't know if she has that in her. Again, she's 19. So in that situation, you're going to have to work with your partner. If they need to mature, you can be the same age and the partner needs to mature. They could be older and they need to mature. If you really want to be with somebody, you're going to have to work with them and help them mature in that process. And if they really want to be with you, I think they're going to give it a try. They're going to give it a shot. At this time, she's like, I don't need to bow to any man, which I get that, and I applaud her for that. But if you really care about somebody, you're going to try to meet them in the middle. That's my thoughts on the situation. So that's another 90-day Fiance Love in Paradise recap chat. It was very interesting. It's getting juicy. We're getting to see the real on some of these couples. We're getting to see, is this gonna work or not gonna work? And again, we got 2 episodes left, so we'll talk more. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. All the best, and God bless.